Danny is a professional musician who's played with David Kramer, Jonathan Butler and the late Talib Peterson. His mum Antoinette is a classical pianist. But when a child in grade 1 gets invited to play at the grand opening of Parliament dinner and can jam with the likes of jazz great Morewa, you realise that this is a prodigy.
How did you discover Daniel's talent?
And one day I came home, he was about 14 months, and I heard drumming. I said, "Is my baby brother here?" I said, "No." So I went into my entertainment room there. Daniel was standing with a drum in his mouth, nappy on, and playing my kid. I walked out, came back into the room like, this is real.
It continued in the bath by day and on through the night.
In his sleep, his fingers would go and his legs would go and he would be twitchy and all of that. And I realized that it must be in his mind, in his dreams, because the very next thing in the morning, he wakes up and off he goes to the drums and he starts playing all these things.
His natural ability will soon be translated into Daniel Peterson III endorsed drumsticks.
Daniel, why do you like to play the drums?
Because I like to. My dad told me how to play drums, and then I just listen. I feel the drums, and I listen to the song, and then I play. If you can feel it, you can do it.
Precisely what he did. And from early on, musically at least, they let him do his own thing.
So he came up with his own way of holding his sticks, you know, his own way of combining rhythms and beats, so much so that some of the best drumming teachers would tell you that they can't understand what he's doing because it's impossible what he's doing.
You'd expect that with this level of talent comes a precocious nature, and yet his school principal insists it's quite the opposite.
He appears to be very unconcerned with what's going on around him, but what astounded me was how well coordinated he was, that he can get both arms and both feet going at the same time and all doing different things.
The youngest musician in the world to get a full endorsement from a top musical equipment brand, he takes the attention gratefully, but in his stride. And his straight-talking opinion of his own talent is truly disarming. His school friends love him for his warmth and desire to make others happy.
I asked him, I said, "Daniel," this is before I knew how he played, "do you read music? Do you play out of your head?" And he said, "I play out of my hands."
Having just returned from standing ovations in the heartland of jazz, New Orleans, Daniel's repertoire is the result of hours of daily practice, but only as and when he feels like it.
It's tough for a 6-year-old to almost have these different personalities of being the professional, and then all of a sudden, I can just relax and run around. So we try to bring more of the run around and relaxing to him. That's why we will never tell Daniel, it's time to go and rehearse. Never.
He also loves sport and all things Bruce Lee. An early interest in piano was one his mum might have been expected to encourage, but she saw her role as just that, his mother.
Your job as the caregiver, as the parent, is to absolutely just protect this child. There's no time for, I'm in the limelight or anything. No, there's no time for that. And I really feel that's where most of the things start going wrong. Where you lose sight of what is absolutely important. Your job is to protect.
Especially with the level of interest he generates, which on this day included a visit from the Consul General of Monaco.
C'est la première fois que je vois un garçon de 6 ans.
No, it's the first time he hears someone playing that is only 6 years old and with so much talent, and he thinks he's an amazing genius.
Others agree, like jazz music's multi-award-winning sax player Morewa and top artist and photographer Zweletu Mtetwa.
It's inconceivable that a young kid in the age of 6 can play like that. He plays like a machine. The way he was moving, his emotions, he says a lot with the way he moves. He's an amazing kid.
He's a genius. He's just an absolute genius. He's got music in his blood. You see, when he plays, he forgets everything else. It's like he's sang it. It's second nature. I wish I could play like him when I was his age, But anyway.
That his 6th birthday saw 200 other children being sponsored with instruments of their own suggests he'll have values equal to his talent.
If we are not going to teach our children the art of giving, who's going to teach them? that's basically the nice thing about Daniel's gift. It's not just for him, but it's also for other children benefiting from it.
There are many guitar heroes. Making a name as a drumming great like Gene Krupa or Buddy Rich is far tougher. Then again, Daniel Peterson is less concerned with greatness, just as long as you let him play.